All right, guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I got max funding, 750K funded with TOPSTEP in 1 week. And actually, at the time of recording this video, I'm currently up $65,000 across all 5 accounts in 1 week. You can check that out on my Instagram. The links are in the comments. And I'll also make a video covering the trades I took to make that 65K this past week. All right, let's get into the video though. All right, what are we going to be covering here and what did I use to get this max funding? I was using some higher time frame analysis, which we'll go over. I was using ranges on a lower time frame. All my trades were between 9 to 10:30 a.m., right? This is my time window for trading. And if you guys just stick to this time window, you'll see a lot of success on index futures. I was watching SMT, my entry model, and every trade I took was 1-3 RR. I didn't close before 1-3. And I didn't hold for any home runs. Fixed 1-3 risk to reward. Okay, the trades we're going to be covering here are going to be a short I took in this candle, a short I took in this candle, and then a long I took here, right? So between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, I only took 3 trades. All 3 were winners, okay? In these markets, less are more. So you guys don't need to be in there trading every day to get this kind of funding and make those kind of funds, okay? So I want you guys to take note of that. Okay, so starting off with the higher time frame analysis. So the market was obviously in a deep premium, okay? We're in a premium from this low to this high, as well as we're above buy-side liquidity, right? We also hit a 24,000 big figure level. So now when you're in all-time highs, you need to consider big figure levels and mid-figure levels, such as 24,000, 24,500, etc. Right? Those levels can be resistance and support areas when we're in all-time highs and we have no data to work with. Right? So we hit the 24,000 big figure, okay? And we run out the previous day high, right? Now, I want you guys to notice something here across all 3 trades. You're going to see a lot of similarities, okay? So we went above the previous day's high here, okay? The market was rallying up here, above the opening price at midnight. And one of the easiest trades you guys will ever have when you're looking at index futures is when the market's in a deep premium and you have manipulation at 9:30. Seeing the market trade back down just to the midnight opening price as a draw on liquidity is extremely consistent. That's something you want to backtest, and that'll be really, really easy. Okay. I was also watching the 4-hour fair value gap here. So we went above external range liquidity. And you guys know from external, the market trades back to internal range liquidity, which we did right here. So back into the 4-hour FVG. Okay, here's the call out from the Discord group. No hindsight. You guys know I don't teach in hindsight. I was mentioning if we reject the buy side here, we could see the market trade back down to sell side and the 4-hour FVG, which is what we did, right? Okay, midnight opening price, rally above. As mentioned in the beginning, table of contents, range high to range low. I'm always looking to trade a range on an intermediate term perspective, okay? So that's a H1, okay, and or 4-hour time frame. I'm always looking to trade from buy stops, which we did here, to sell stops here. So we run out the buy stops, okay, and I want to see the market accumulate the orders here and pair it with the range low sell stops, okay? Like I said, every trade was between this 1.5 hour window. I don't trade outside of this time window. 90% of my trades are within this time window. And if you backtest this, this is all you really need. Okay, so here is the actual equity open candle. So this is 9:30 a.m. setting the high. This is the midnight opening price, the range low. Now, if you guys notice here, we have a clear accumulation, manipulation, and distribution market profile, right? So this is a valid market profile to have a reversal on. Okay, as we go above that and we're at a key time, which is 9 to 10:30 a.m., we're above the range high, we're above the opening price at midnight, okay, and we're in a valid market profile. So a lot of checklist, a lot of points getting checked off here, right? Then we have SMT, right? So you can see the NASDAQ here making a lower high, okay, and YM making a higher high, right? So that Kraken correlation. What confirms SMT? So when you have SMT at a key time, what confirms the SMT is a change in the state of delivery or some kind of displacement. So we can see the FVG that forms post SMT. That's the confirmation for me that the SMT is valid and should hold. So I went short right there. Okay, my stop was above the FVG candle's high, right? Which you could do on index futures. On Forex, it would have to be above this high. It's not as clean. And even though the range low is here, right, and that's the target, and midnight opening price is here, I don't care about that. Fixed RR, stick with your risk management. I targeted 1 to 3, and that was it. Okay, that was this day here. Okay, now we're looking at this day here, and let's break down the higher time frame of why I was bearish on this Friday candle. Right, so first we're again above the buy side. We then get candle closure, right, within this candle. Both days are closing within this candle, so still bearish. As well as you can see, a swing high has formed, right? And if you guys have watched the counter trend trading models I shared on my YouTube, you would know this is one of my counter trend trading models. When we take out external range liquidity, we have a fair value gap below us, okay? We have candle closure and a swing high forms. You can short the 4th day, right? So if you guys haven't watched that, you can have a look in the YouTube for the counter trend trading models. Okay, so here's that swing high formation on a lower time frame. And this was the day right here I was focusing on for the shorts. Okay, then got to keep in mind, right? The easiest drawn liquidity you guys are ever going to have is relative equal lows and highs, which you can see here, right? So your eye should immediately jump to these levels as a drawn liquidity, right? So sell side liquidity was below this low. Okay, here's the call out in the Discord group. If we create a 15-minute FVG, right? I want to see 10 a.m. use that for continuation shorts. We had 10 a.m. news on this day. Okay, so that's important. So once again, here's the opening price at midnight. Okay, we run above the opening price. We run out some stops. London creates the high of the day. We trade lower. We have an imbalance now. So in some level of institutional sponsorship has kicked in. The market retraces back up into the fair value gap here. And then at equity open, we see the market trade lower, right? We went above the 8:30 a.m. opening price. So now when you're far away from the midnight opening price and you want to see shorts kick in, and it's unlikely that the market at New York is going to trade back to the midnight opening price because London has already gone above it, the significance comes in with the 8:30 a.m. opening price, right? So you want to see a rally above 8:30 a.m. opening price, right? So that's the Judas swing above 8:30 a.m. open. We see the market trade lower. There's that 15-minute FVG that I was mentioning in the Discord group that I want to see used post 10 a.m., right? And this right here is the 10 a.m. candle, right? So we trade back up into the 15-minute FVG. And then I'm here on the lower time frame. Once again, 9 to 10:30 a.m. That's where I'm looking for an entry. That's where my trades form. Okay, into the 15-minute FVG. Like I said, your eye should immediately jump to relative equal lows and highs. If there is no opposing relative equal lows or highs to target, don't take the trade, okay? If you have this rule in your trading, okay, you're going to see a lot more success targeting relative equal lows and highs. Then we see an SMT divergence here, okay? You can see ES making a lower high, whereas NQ was making a higher high. Right? After that SMT, what confirms SMT? Displacement. We can see here, small little fair value gap, still a fair value gap. Market trades back into it. And then we see it sell off towards the relative equal lows. Entry, stop loss above the swing high here, right? And then targeting 1, 2, 3. Once again, I do not get greedy. I do not care that the market is likely to run for this low and there's potentially 5, 6 R here. I go with fixed 1, 2, 3. And you guys should have the same process in your trading, right? Don't trade the P&L, right? You trade your risk management. Okay, and lastly, for the third trade, the market had traded down into a discount between this low right here and this high. And in discount, we run out a short-term low, and then we see a candle closure here, right? So going into the next day, right? It's not this day here, right? I know it's a bearish candle. However, you'll see on the lower time frame the scalp we were looking at. Okay. This is ES, okay? Notice there's SMT with ES here, okay? NQ had run out this low, there's SMT divergence here. However, with the structural low, there is no SMT. YM, okay? SMT with this low, but with the structural low, no SMT. I was also having a look at NVIDIA, Okay. NVIDIA had SMT with the structural low from this low to this high and candle closure within. So that was an indication to me that the market's likely to go bullish from there. Okay, so there's that SMT accumulation with NVIDIA. And going on to the lower time frame, okay? And like I said, on an hourly and or 4 hour, you're always looking for a range to trade. We have a discount low to premium high here. Order block right here, okay? Will be the lowest down close candle. And a sell side liquidity pool resting just above the OB, making it even higher probability, okay? Notice again, we are below the opening price at midnight. So what did I say was a good scalp? If you're in a deep discount, seeing the market run back up to at least the midnight opening price is a very easy, consistent model you guys can work with. You can see we perfectly hit that opening price before selling off again, okay? Again, relative equal lows and highs. No relative equal lows and highs, no trade. So you can see here we have relative equal highs here, right? So that was my target. I didn't need that to book profits because 1, 2, 3, right? And then 9 to 10:30 a.m., okay? Again, look at the fractal here. On a 1 minute chart, we have these relative equal highs here, a really nice target. And then 10 a.m. low here. Now, why didn't I long here or here? Why was it that I longed here? And I call this live in stream that 10 a.m. should make the low. Here's a tip for you guys you want to put in your notes. For index futures, when you have 8:30 and 9:45 a.m. red folder news, you always want to wait for 10 a.m. Okay? Always, every single time. Do not trade before 10 a.m. when you have a 2-stage news event. It's likely to be choppy. And if you guys go and backtest when we have these 2-stage news events, you're going to see a very consistent pattern with 10 a.m. being the real move. Okay, then once again, we have SMT with this low. You can see a lower low being made on NQ here, a higher low being made on ES. Range low, range high, sell stops accumulated with SMT at a key time. We want to pair the orders with buy stops. Then we have a close above the 2 down close candles that caused the run into the range low. Soon as we close above the bodies, that's a change in the state of delivery. The market trades back down into this order block, and then we see the market expand. And this right here was the trade. Entry here, stop here. Even though my target was the midnight opening price, right? 1, 2, 3s only. Don't get greedy and do not panic close before, right? Risk management is what makes you profitable. It is not your technical edge. Okay? If you guys enjoyed that, like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, I'm currently up $65,000 across these 5 top steps this week. So if you guys want a breakdown of all the trades I took, wins and losses this week, let me know and I'll drop that video soon.